Hello, friends. Hello, you, as they say. We're live at Greenwich. The home of the lie. This is where the ball lie started. My friend, I got some information for you this afternoon. This will change your life. Young lady, you look like an intelligent young lady. Please take this information. The earth is flat. You really need to learn about it. Learn about it. Harry's got himself a doozy. Water level on a ball, it doesn't work. We can't live on a ball and have water level. E-I-O. The ball. A knowing or a belief? Oh, Daddy's getting a little angry up there. Here's some information for you guys. With love, have a fantastic life. You're South African? Oh, I'm from Durban. Oh, okay. I spent a year in Chumeb.
Are you kidding?
No way. Yeah. I'm living here now. I'm doing my thing. I did my national service out in 6-1 Mech in Chumeb. But I love Namibia. What a beautiful. Are you on holiday or are you? Namibia is phenomenal. I would love to spend some time out there again. As I said, only a year near the game park up there. But I'm just doing my YouTube thing now because 3 years ago I discovered that you can't measure curvature, and actually Namibia is one of the places in my mind where I used to be able to see things so far away. You agree, right? Because you're over the desert, the air's so dry and clear, you could see so far away. And then I was told that the formula for curvature on Earth is 8 inches per mile squared. And I'm like, no way. Because I can see 20 miles, 30 miles further away on a sunset, and the land is flat. Where's the curvature? And the same is true with water. Where's the curvature? So it turns out that our entire education, religion, everything is a lie. And I have been trying to go around and tell people that and share the truth that actually we must be so important. If they've lied to us about all of this, then what does that make us? My wife and I have been looking into this now. She for 2 years, she said, it doesn't matter, Dave. It doesn't matter whether we live on a ball or a flat earth. As the Bible says, and then now she's got it a year ago, and she is a much better, richer human being because of that information, because she knows now something intrinsically in herself, that your Darwinian science that says you were a lucky Big Bang monkey and all that business, well, that takes away from your true essence about being the creator or the creator's creation, having an experience of the creation. And for that reason, I say it's worth standing here and being ridiculed by people who think that I'm silly for saying that the earth is flat, like the ancients did. So, but it takes months of reviewing everything you've ever been taught, and it took me a long time to kind of get to the point where I could admit it to myself that yes, heck, there's no ball, it doesn't work, things don't float in space. So I'm out here, I've got a small YouTube channel, and I just want to just share the love, share the word, and I wish you guys the best. My channel name's Trinity4, the number 4. If you ever need to talk, look me up. Lekker blij, tot ziens. Bye-bye. There, a little bit of Afrikaans there for the locals. Gentlemen, a little bit of information? Not for you, no? No, this is flat, you should look into it.
I'm not sure we're told that the curvature, the Earth is
sorry. I do such silly things with this damn phone. I do apologize to anyone who's had to endure that kind of crap. Look, guys, I've got some information for you. A little flyer, a little takeaway, something to enlighten. I need to turn this around. You don't need to see my mug. All 3 of you. Hello, my dear. I met these Chinese ladies yesterday down at Buckingham Palace. They were very interested, actually. It was delightful. Quite delightful. This guy's still in his religion. You're in your religion still, my friend. I can tell. It's okay. It is a religion. I come from that same religion. No, I used to. No, there's no conversion. You can only convert you can only unpick your religion yourself.
I can't convert me if I don't have the higher knowledge that you guys have.
Okay.
So I'm asking you for it.
Okay.
And obviously my challenge of that is to say.
It's not higher knowledge. We're just asking you to.
But you know something I don't know.
No. We're just asking.
You got to unplug your ears.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
And that's so obviously when I ask you those questions and challenge, I'm saying what I've been taught. How can you change that for me.
Okay, because so let me give you two things
this
quickly.
guy's
Let me
talking
two
about
quickly.
lighthouse.
Let me yeah.
We have to use your ears if we really want to listen. Though.
Yeah, because
Well,
we've been
well,
we've been
feel you're
deafened.
talking-
We have
Okay,
been
no, I wouldn't
we
talk
have
of
been
it,
deafened by our education, no doubt,
Sorry.
and so it does require for us to be able to step back for a little while and say, okay, hang on a minute. Let's just say that these guys aren't insane, right? Perhaps
don't
they
think you're insane.
no, but some people may stop and think,
Yeah.
gosh, they must be insane to say things like that. That's a crazy thing to say, but we know our common sense says that water is level. So people will come up with reasons why water may not be level, but those are just reasons, theories, and hypotheses about why water may not be level. But the fact is, we can show small water level, large water level, the Suez Canal, 100 miles of water level. So at what point am I meant to start believing in curving water?
Okay.
And if I can't measure it, and I'm saying there's a formula for the measurement of this curvature, if I can't measure it, I'm saying, well, heck, maybe there is no curvature.
Okay.
And then you find out, as you look into this, you find out that actually the science that was brought out, the best science of the early 20th century, the best equipment, the best peer-reviewed science, sought to prove once and for all that the Earth was spinning, and they failed. So they hid that science.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not about me being able to ever tell you that the Earth is flat. It's about you going back and saying, shit, the motherfuckers lied about everything. Everything. They lied to me about everything. And I need to be willing to turn the chessboard upside down and re-examine every piece
But I'm
all
willing.
over
Be
again.
open-minded.
And this is the
I'm
start of that
willing.
journey, my brother. This
Yeah,
is
of
the
course.
start of
Of
that
course
journey.
with it,
Because for me,
Yeah.
I needed to be slapped in the face with something like 9/11 to find out that 9/11
Right.
wasn't the Muslims. You know, that was like a
Right.
big wake-up call for me
Right.
4 years ago.
Right.
And I would say that until you've kind of gone, shit, they're lying at every level, you're not willing to go. And then for me, the moon landings as well. That was another thing. I looked
Right.
into the moon landings. There's a great documentary called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon.
Right.
Watch that documentary, and it'll show you footage, genuine footage that you cannot deny is genuine footage. And
Right.
you'll go, shit, had I seen that when National Geographic were brainwashing me, then I probably would have not bought into the idea that they probably went. Or if
Yeah.
they didn't go, they only didn't go because the Russians, they were in some sort of psychological psyop with the Russians.
Yeah,
No.
no.
They didn't go and
Here's
they
a
conquered.
simplistic question for you.
Of course.
An aeroplane, how can it fly around the ball if you go upside down?
Well, again, it's gravity, isn't it? Because
Are you just repeating what
it's not
you've
actually
been
upside
told?
down.
But are you repeating what you've been told?
Yeah. I am. No, I am.
Or do you know
indeed.
that for a fact?
I am repeating what I've been told.
Honest.
Absolutely.
I like
am,
it.
I am indeed.
So
What I would say,
using your common sense, how can there be a plane flying horizontally up in the north, one going down in the east,
Yeah.
one going up in the west,
Yeah.
and one going upside down in the east? If you're on the International Space Station,
Yes.
and you look back to Earth, as you being Earth,
Ding. We've had an interesting time here. We have been told by the police to take our banner down. We had a little word with him about that. Harry caught that on film, so I'm sure you'll see that if you're watching the Globe Live content. But this works really well. Honestly, this is about as powerful a message as we could actually be delivering right here on the street without getting shit from the order followers. So I think, friends out there, this is, I mean, it's cheap, costs like £1 for a box, and with a little bit of artistic flair, you can do a whole lot better than me and Harry, I'm sure. But you know, people walk past that, and it's really unequivocal. Hey, how can you? Yeah, these guys are. Flat Earth now. He's standing on the ease. That makes flat fart. I think it says now.
Well, but I do know.
Flat fart.
I do know that.
We all know so much.
This way, and there is a
You guys on holiday?
that holds me
Can I
down.
give you some information?
It doesn't matter.
Life-changing, fantastic information. Have a great day, great holiday. Earth is flat, by the way. Earth is flat.
But there is a force also that will lift me upwards.
Yeah, read that, son. Earth is flat. Earth is flat.
Not if the air
True.
pressure beneath me is stronger. So if a typhoon comes, it will lift me up. So there is a force.
They're nutcases.
No, but that's about numbers. So it's about whether.
Yeah, man. Spreading the love. Oh, missed these Asian ladies. That's a shame. Gravity is in our book is a religion now.
saying to you that
It has to be
what you're repeating is
about a religion.
Interesting.
Yes,
Well,
for
let me
faith.
finish. You're repeating your indoctrination, what I was told as well. Gravity, gravity, gravity.
Ma'am, can I give you a flyer? Can I give you some information on? We say that the Earth is flat, and I'd love to share that with you. You're okay? You are a divine being. You're more than okay. See, that's... Oh, no. She's put the flyer down. Look at that. What the... I got some information on this, if you'd like it. I know it's hard to believe. Thank you. All the best. Cheers.
The level that the ground we
Wow.
stand on.
I'm surprised, actually. I am surprised. Well done, you, sir. See, there's a certain generation, and it reminds me of my dad. He's a shipping man, my old man. This is the sort of place that he loves to come to. In fact, we came here as children when I was 10 years old on a holiday to the UK. But so I just thought that guy was going to blow me right out of the water, you this and that. Hey, some young people, because they will be more interested, I would have thought. Hey, the Earth is flat. Have you looked into this? I know it's crazy. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Earth is not spinning. I'm a flat earther.
Well, but it has been proven.
Yeah. Hey guys, the Earth is flat. Have you looked into it?
No.
Wow, we can't find any science that proves that we're living on a spinning ball. Do you know any science? Do you know of any science that proves we live on a spinning ball?
Well, I'm
Okay. Well, I've been looking into it for 3 years now, and I have not been able to find anything that proves we are on a ball. In fact, you can't find any example of where water is going to conform to the outside of a shape. It's always going to fall off, go to the ground, go level, and so on. So, like this guy keeps saying, gravity is the reason why the water is going to go into a ball, right? Well, gravity is. People say, I say, what is gravity? And they say, well, I drop my keys. That's gravity. Well, if that's all you got is you drop your keys, that's gravity. That doesn't make water form into a ball, right? And so we say that a natural science says that water is always level, and that our senses say we are not moving, and that if you observe the luminaries, the sky lights, and so on, you see them moving and not us. Because if we're
Earth is flat, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You could actually do it. You could actually destroy my argument right now.
Like completely flat.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously there's mountains on the land, there's mountains and hills, but if you go from one shoreline to across the mountains, you get to the other shoreline, that's the same sea level.
I heard something like wherever you are,
Yeah.
and you look at the sun, and then that was one of the points that you could tell that Earth is flat as well. Did you hear something like that?
Well, the sun's always going to follow you. I think that the sun kind of follows you no matter where you go. But the further north of the equator you go and the further south of the equator you go, the lower and lower it gets in the sky until eventually it's so low you don't get any daylight. That's what I think. But I can't prove that. What I can prove is that water is always level. That's why we call it water level. And I can show you the science online that was proven back in the early 20th century that we can find no movement, no rotational forces or anything in play.
So what is this? Like is it a group of people?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot. I mean, it's not about so much a group, so much as just people slowly, like lights coming on. You know, people are working this out. Like me, it's taken me 3 years of research before I got to a point where I was comfortable to come out in the street and talk to anyone about it, because I know now enough about the ball science, the heliocentric science, and I know enough about this other model to kind of be able to give people at least a sense of what it is. And then the other question that always comes to me is why? Why would they lie? You know, what's the point of lying? Well, what if there is more land? What if there's more land?
Why would they lie?
Yeah, what if they're hiding land from us? Like they hid the Americas from Europe for a long time. We know that. They said they only discovered the Americas in the 1600s. Truth is, they knew about America all along, the power that be. Right? And then, what if...
The government or something else?
Well, beyond the government. The government's like the puppet in the front line, you know what I mean? There's,
Illuminati or...
well, I don't know. I mean, you like to use the term Illuminati, but you know what they're saying.
You know Rothschild, you're talking about that sort of people.
Well, again, they might just be puppets at the front for us to pick at, you know what I mean? I think it goes deeper than the Rothschilds.
Do you believe in that?
Well, I would say that if you look at the power in the world, right, where does the main power come from? It comes from Washington, D.C., comes from the City of London, and it comes from the Vatican City. And these three places that I list, all three of them are outside of the control of the countries in which they are existing. So they are separate entities from the countries they're in, and they are basically able to call the shots for everything that goes on in the world. That's what I would say. And it's been going on for hundreds of years. In fact, all governments only operate under license by whoever is in charge, because governments actually, and militaries, they all fall in line with the same kind of structure, the same, you know, everyone's in the UN, everyone's this, everyone's that, you know, except like a North Korea. But North Korea for me is just a puppet created by the CIA. So it's all a sham, it's all a game to keep people in fear, to keep people under control. Because you're meant to be like, say you were this divine creation, meant to be like at the top of the pinnacle of everything. Say you were as powerful as the Queen, or more powerful than that. And all of us were that. But they hid that away from you. But the only way they could hide that away from you was to make you to believe that you were something insignificant. Maybe
I had something about fear as well, like fear was granted.
it's all fear. You know, that's what nukes everything that their government can do to make you fearful. A lot of the attacks that you see on TV, if you think they're real, they're not. They've been created for you by the government for TV. Why? Because they want to make people fearful of migrants, Muslims, you name it. It doesn't matter. And they've done that for centuries. And you know, they create what they call false flag attacks. 9/11 was a false flag attack where they attacked themselves, basically, to create an enemy, to create a sense that we're at war and that we have to spend a lot more money on war. And we're allowed now to go and shoot other people and kill other people in other parts of the world. And that's how the game of domination has been done by the empire since pharaonic times, back in Egyptian times, right? So the Egyptians perhaps went into the Greeks, the Turks, and then the Italians, the Romans, I mean, and then the British. You know, the power, it seems to me, to be in the European crowns, and as I said, the Vatican and the Washington D.C. and so on.
You want to go gym? I'm just gonna talk about it for a bit.
You guys have to talk this out, man. It's like it's insane.
I want to hear about this. You want to go gym?
Well, I think it's what you choose.
Good luck, bro. Yeah, good luck, man.
It's what you choose to believe. Of course.
Are you religious or spiritual?
I'm kind of spiritual. I had no religion. I was brought up in a religion called Christianity, and but I threw that all aside. I preferred the science. So the science says that the book is wrong. So I was more than happy with the science. I was a monkey. I came out of Africa. All of that stuff. I used to believe in evolution, dinosaurs, all that stuff. Yeah. All that stuff. All that goes out the window. That's all Steven Spielberg's creation. That, or Walt Disney. He's the guy behind a lot of that stuff.
Is there a reason you're on the feet? Or?
Yeah, barefoot.
Barefoot?
Yeah, I'm barefoot.
What does that do? Like, is there a reason for barefoot?
Yeah, because you know, it turns out, my brother, we are electrical systems, actually. We're like an electrical torus field.
I think that
Standing on an electrical torus field. Earth is like an electrical torus field, and it's giving off negative ions. That's acknowledged by mainstream science. Those negative ions are really good for the human system, the electrical system that is human. But in our modern world, please take a flyer, brother. Take a flyer.
Are you guys doing an actual flat Earth gathering right now?
Well, we could be. You going to play some music for us? Well, just a couple of friends just doing some activism, letting some people know about the flat Earth.
I'm reiterating.
He's the disbeliever.
Are you on like?
Oh, not to worry. I've enjoyed it. I love it. And I wish you the best, mate.
Yeah.
Listen, listen.
Yeah. So, well, we know that. We don't believe. The belief is for the guys who believe in gravity and balls that spin on space. We've left all that behind, bro. 3 years ago, I left that behind.
All right. Cool, man.
I'm just like blown away.
Okay, well, you know, I mean, I threw the flat Earth out when I was a kid because I saw it in the Bible. I told my preacher, no, there's no flat Earth. That's ridiculous. So I threw it out as a kid. But turns out that water's level, always level. No matter how big you make your pond, it's level. And we're in a big pond. The continents are just rocks in a pond.
Do we have time for this, or do we have to watch?
You absolutely have time.
You think you're on a ball, sir?
All right.
So
What is it like? When you say flat, what does it look like from your point of view?
we can't see very far, but my common sense says that from the continents that we know, the water between them is flat, level. It goes up and down a little bit with the tides and the chop of the wave, you know, the wind and so on. But really, it's just a level pond that we're in. So if you shrink the Earth down to the size of your swimming pool, then it would be a case of putting a few big boulders in the middle and saying that's the continents. I can take my little powerboat and go around them all day long, east or west, but I can't go underneath it. I can't go.
The planets and all.
That are, when you look at them under your own kind of telescope, you'll find that they're actually just lights, like that we used. They're just like stars. They look identical to the other stars, actually. When you look at them with your naked eye, all you will see is a star. These big gas giants or rock balls that are out in space reflecting the sun's light back to our eye, millions and millions of miles away. So the reality is that that couldn't happen. Like, we know that light doesn't travel that far. The furthest that you can see a torchlight or a lighthouse is maybe 50 miles or 100 miles might be the world record for seeing a light. You know what I mean? So we contend that light is not traveling or propagating through space infinitely in the way that they say. So when you see a star at night, it's a star. But the ones that we call planets, we know as wandering stars. So they're on their own track. They can do their own thing. But they're just stars like the others. They have an important part to play, and they're there. But we don't kind of think that they're these more important, bigger giants.
The lights are just created, or?
Well, the lights are another interesting question. I mean, there's a lot of theories about what the lights are. I like the idea that there's something there. I think they're luminescence. I think it's a sonoluminescence, so it's like a sound vibration in water that's creating that. And you can actually see that science being proven in a lab. We do sonoluminescence tests in a lab, and you can see that on YouTube. So, you know, we can show how we can create a star in a jar, it's called. They can actually create, that's modern science doing that, just using sound and water. Maybe the right kind of water, but water and sound, and they get a star from that. So that's what I think they are. And then when you look at what people do with sound and vibration, they use like salt or rice or something, and they can make fantastic patterns out of that. Have you seen? You've seen it? Well, that's exactly the same thing that the water's doing in the light's doing in the water. Is that it's creating these pictures. Now they're beautiful, changing patterns. And if you look at, say, Saturn, you can see why they might say, oh, it's got rings and it's got all this going on. But this is just a frequency vibration that's occurring, that's creating that. Sonoluminescence, and look into sound vibration and see how that creates those patterns. So you
put like a salt or something,
you
make it vibrate,
and it can change the frequency, and poof, it goes perfectly into a new fractal frequency. And this is the whole universe is built on these fractal designs, actually. So once you start seeing that, you get beyond the idea of we got lucky with the Big Bang, and you know, we got created by mud and slime.
We don't believe in that.
Well, I say, it's a bit, okay, it is into a bit of a belief now, but from me, my sense is that we are created by ourselves. We created this.
Mind or...
Yeah. So when in the Bible it says, I know you may not have read the Bible, but in the Bible it says that God created us in His image, or its image. Yeah. So actually, I'd say, like, if you look in the mirror, then maybe you're looking at God. So, but not necessarily. We don't have to get too fixated on the physical form that I take now in this life, but that the essence of me and the essence of you is God. And that we're meant to be having this God-like experience, this beautiful experience.
Something like that as well. Like,
okay.
Like we're part of energy.
Yep.
After we die,
on DMT, third eye, and for that's where I found God, or found a creator.
You lot believe in the like fluoride stopping the...
Yeah, I mean, we're not a lot, hey, we're just me and a few friends, but we're all human beings. Yes and no. I think one of the risks of getting into a community is that it's very easy to control a community, and the Illuminati or whatever, or they always say, you know, how they control you is by and I think what we don't want to do is be seen as a lot, rather than because we don't see it as that. For us, it's not a cult. It's that everybody lives on a flat earth. Just most people don't yet know it. That's and the brainwashed, and we think the fluoride is absolutely harmful for the pineal gland, and it coats the brain, and it damages certain neural pathways and activities and so on.
Do you think that the higher people put that in purpose?
For sure. For sure. They say that Hitler was doing it in the concentration camps because he could keep people dull, keep them happier. But I think that any way that we can be poisoned. Here's another way of thinking of it. Your military, every military in the world, most military, certainly the Americans and the British and the French and so on, spend an awful lot of money on bioweapons, chemical weapons, chemical warfare. Who do you think that warfare is for? Not you and me. That's who it's for. That's to kill you and me. That's not who. We have this idea in our minds. Oh, they're doing it. They're making these chemical weapons so that in case the North Korea guy's never going to get the chemical weapons that they got unless they give it to him, like they did with Saddam Hussein. So the thing is that the chemical weapons that they're creating, they're selling to other countries so that other countries can gas and kill their own people. And so if they've got a thing that they can, like fluoride or whatever, and they can say, oh, well, it's good for your teeth, but we actually know that it's bad for your brain, they're more than happy to kind of...
What does fluoride do to your brain?
Well, I can't be sure. I'm only repeating information that I've been given. But I'll tell you what I do. I distill all my water, bro. I don't drink any tap water. It's all distilled now. Yeah, it's all distilled.
Isn't it bad? Like, it just becomes... There's no mirroring, nothing in it after you...
Well, I call it pure water, actually. Once it's cleared of all the dirt and all the chemicals and the chlorine and... Not that there's fluoride in our water, I don't think, but once I've cleared it all out, then it actually becomes like rainwater, pure water. And that's why they call it distilled, because when it's still, it's like it's dead.
I actually heard about that,
Yeah, so you're bringing it back to life by distilling it. You're taking out all the impurities, and then you're giving it like a negative ionic charge, just like the earth. So when you drink it, it does this good thing of going back in and sucking all that the dirt out of your arthritis, out of your brain. So actually, rather than focusing too much on fluoride, I would say clean your water out, and that will keep your brain sharp and your eyes clear and your skin clear and all this. My 19-year-old daughter loves the distilled water, and because for her it's made her skin better, and she's at university, so her brain's sharper.
Are you vegan by any chance?
I'm not vegan. My friend here is pretty vegan.
But
yeah,
are you
I'm going that way. I'm a part-time vegetarian. I eat very little meat now.
Right.
But I'm one of those people who thinks that certain kinds of fat we need, and most people say, oh, you can get all from the plants, and okay, fair enough. But I don't want to get into that kind of debate so much, because there's much more important things for me. No, I'm not going to say that. It's just I'm going in a good direction. I may not be perfect, I have the odd beer. The other day I had a beer. So
what do you lot believe in? What about the GMO food and all that stuff?
I mean, I say, it's all about intention. So you can pretty much eat anything you like, but you should try and eat as close to nature as possible. And the more we mess with it, then the more we're sort of removing or denaturing the food. So just try and stay as close to nature as you can when it comes to eating. But yeah, you can get into the GMO. Obviously, the GMO is a thing and so on. But once you realize that the Earth is not a ball, then those sorts of arguments are like secondary to the main show, which is you. So you got to kind of discover. I say to my children and my family to know yourself.
So the water is
level.
Leveled.
Water is always level, and they call it water level. And once it gets to its low point, it'll stay level, and we can't see it ever working as a ball.
Do you have a YouTube?
I have a YouTube channel called Trinity 4. My friend's got a business card. Yeah, my friend, I'm going to get some cards made up just as soon as I got a few spare coins. My friend, Harry, he's got a channel called John Smith Global Eye, and it's fantastic. He's got like 6,000 subs. Mine's not on there yet because I'm only small. I'm tiny. Yeah. So...
Has anyone trying to bug you put in this? Has anyone trying to bug you?
Yeah, the police did. Yeah. We had a banner out and they made us take it away, or they told us to take it away.
It was nice meeting you.
Hey, my brother, you're very interesting to talk to, and I wish you really well.
Open-minded, and I just wanna.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You're gonna have a fantastic life. You stay that open-minded, you're gonna have a fantastic life. Know yourself, brother. All the best. All the best. Take care, man. Trinity 4, that's the name of my channel, Trinity 4. But you'll see me on his channel. I'm on his channel quite often, so you'll find me that way. Cheers, bro.
Yes.
How about that? Well, thank you for all of you watching. I noticed there's 11 folks. That is a big number for me. Hello, my dear lady, friend. The earth is flat. Have you looked into that? You should look into that. You're a pretty lady, by the way. I shouldn't say that, should I? I can say that. It's cool. Hello, bro. Earth is flat, my friend. The earth is flat. He won't like that. He's very much looks like the order following type. He's out here doing his 15k evening run, bashing it out before a few hours of programming this evening. The news night. I used to love the news night. Oh, he stopped. I wonder if he stopped to Google flat earth. No, his phone's right. Hey, nice running, little fella. Yeah, exercise is good for you. Yay! Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, perfect little thing, you know what I mean? And now my wife is in teaching, and she can't wait to get out of teaching children in the system because she sees the indoctrination. And she hates what her part in that. So Tara's on the attack. Hi guys, I got some information for you on the flat earth theory. Well, it's not a theory actually, it's a fact. I love doing this actually. Sometimes it's not so cool, but sometimes you get a guy like that guy just now and it's like, wow, that's the spark he needed, you know? Because it really does open you up in ways that are almost unimaginable to the profane, if I can say that without sounding like a twat. Let me see if I can give some flyers. Would you like to take a flyer from me? Okay. Have a good evening. The elephants went in 2 by 2. Oh no, the animals. I sing it, the elephants. And they looked at me like I was nuts. But that's fine. Man. Hey, you want some information on the flat earth? You look like a guy who seems to know about the flat earth theory. I make no judgments about tattoos, but what's interesting is I find guys with tattoos, like the biggest tattoos, you'd think they'd be the first to kind of snap your arm off and go, yeah. That sounds like, you know, we live in a fucked up world, it's all crazy. But the most tattooed people I know have often just rejected it, flat out. Go figure. Go figure. Oh, I can hear Harry talking about the GoFundMe that they set up for him, the camper van tour of the UK. I think it's a fantastic idea, by the way. And if you know any way to generate some additional support for the Globe Light tour, then I would heartily encourage you to do that. And you know, maybe you know someone who has a camper van. You know, the older the better, really. And it would be awesome to see this chalk attack happening when Banda, the country. Honestly, you can make a huge difference. People are stopping. People pay attention, and some want to hear this. My good friends, fellow human beings, I have some information for you that I would love to share. Have a great holiday, if that's what you're doing here. Sorry for putting my finger in the way there. Look at this. It's wonderful. Good evening, ladies. How are you? You having a good stay? Good holiday? Can I give you some information? You don't have a spare hand, you do. You might have a spare hand. Thank you. All the best. Hey, here's some information for you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I know, you look fantastic. You look fantastic. The green really suits you. But can I suggest you look into the flat earth theory? Well, it's not a theory, it's a fact.
You need to look after yourself.
Oh, isn't it nice? It does hurt though. It does hurt at first, hey? It does hurt at first. And I am becoming more sympathetic to that. Yeah?
I was looking at that as well.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi. Don't mind me and my little YouTube channel. Did you know that the earth is flat? Did you know that? Did you know that? You were? You know? I love the intelligence. Look at that. Look at that. The earth is flat, young ladies. It's a beautiful thing. And you are divine. My wife is working that out. I mean, I'm grateful to Bro Sanchez while I'm thinking about it, actually, because Bro Sanchez has had a lot of information on the divinity of her story. And as a teacher for you, man, certainly one of my top 5 teachers of my life. And he doesn't even probably know my name, and that's cool. I only say his name now because if you haven't listened to some of Bro Sanchez's work, then Bro Sanchez Live or Bro Sanchez TV, go and check it out. Go check it out, because It's all love. Hey, my friend, how are you doing? You all right? He works here. We're defacing his park. But, I'm loving it, and I am again saying, just let's generate a little bit of funds for the Globe Light Tour, man. It'll be awesome. Everyone can get involved in some way, I'm sure, and who knows where it leads. Just put it out there, one day at a time. How are you doing, man? Well, I'm going to focus a little bit more on being active rather than being yakety yak here. And
Come here.
oh, sorry. I'm afraid it is flat. It has to be flat. But I won't argue. I will say that Harry came up with this idea of us doing a little bit of a sort of get together in Crystal Palace time. So again, that would be an exciting little gathering, get together. Hey guys, the Earth is flat. Have you looked into this theory or this fact? Have you heard of this? No, I've got to hit them before they get past me. Some information. Hey, I got some information for you. I'll drop it in your thing. Drop it in your thing. Sorry about that.
Oh, honestly, I'm not worried about it. It's just.
On a flyer, can I give you some information?
Thank you.
There you go, you're welcome. Very attractive couple. Wow, they're very smart. Very nice. Gosh. Yeah, the guy's got the old trousers rolled up thing. I don't know about that, but it doesn't look too bad. This is going to be hard. I'm sure this guy's been abusing me in do you want some information? This will blow your mind. Hi, you together? Alrighty. Guys, I need someone to come and hold the camera for me. You know, I'm at Greenwich, by the way, just so we're clear, those people who joined later on. This is the Greenwich Observatory in London, and it is the home of the system, the Globe Light, really, because this is where the whole, the meridians are run from 0 line longitude, and yeah, the orange or the apple was segmented from Greenwich outwards, and it was done by the Royal Navy in like the 1700s, which is probably the period after the last epoch when they got their shit together in the late 1600s. So this is just a hypothesis, of course, but yeah, so the observatory's up on the hill there. You can just see the spire sticking out the top, and down at the bottom here is their naval academy, and you know, there's the Cutty-Sark ship, which is probably part of the propaganda lie about how this lady needs waking up. My dear, I've got some information for you that will be life. Have a super day.
Thanks very much, Karen. I'll see you before that.
I'm going to let you guys go with love, and thanks very much for your attention and time. Hope to meet you soon. I much prefer meeting people for real than this online stuff, you know, as much as I appreciate the support. It's real when it's real. Crystal Palace in a few weeks' time. Let's get together. If you're in London.